Morning, Leigh. How are we doing today?
I'm very good. Friday in the office. Got the coffee. Yes. Nico's got his espresso.
Short black, yes.
Short black. You call it espresso in Italy?
Yeah, we do call it espresso.
Well, there we go. Who's more Italian now?
Yeah, I guess so.
So we were going to talk about August.
That's right.
Fairly busy month for us in August.
Was a good month.
Yeah. We had, I think overall market conditions were quite favourable. And if you keep track of my updates weekly, I do weekly blogs, you would have seen me repeat myself over and over again that there's a lack of property listings across Australia, but including the Sunshine Coast as well. I read a figure the other day, 20% below average. And there's still quite large demand for properties with the cash rate drops. There's been 3 now this year. We're seeing that demand trickle through. But for us here in the office, Nico, 4 sales.
4 sales indeed. We got one Aminga court. That was a beautiful off-market sale.
So one Aminga court. So when we say off-market, just to clarify too, that's where the owner's just preparing the property. Usually it's a case of they're preparing the property, were planning to go with a full marketing campaign. However, were open to the idea of bringing buyers through before that process began, whilst they were still tidying up the property. And in this instance, because we're dealing with a lot of buyers, I always laugh, Nico, when agents say, oh, we deal with a lot of buyers. That's our job, right? To deal with buyers. So, but yeah, it was a good process there for our owner.
Yeah, and I think that's what really set us apart. The constant communication with buyers, that time and time again, we communicate with them and explore options.
I think, keeping the ear on the ground, as they say. So always speaking to homeowners, understanding who might be planning to sell, and of course, dealing with the buyers. And yes, we call our buyers pretty regularly. Nico's always on the phone to the buyers, seeing how their search is going. And if we can find a match there, we line them up. And that's what happened here. We had actually, I was just looking at the figures, 6 buyers that we introduced to this property and a few inspections. 2 which were quite interested, but one which loved it. And it's been a very friendly relationship between the buyer and the seller and everyone involved. It's been a really nice process.
Yeah.
So that's one Aminga.
One Aminga. We have 28 Lingard Street.
28 Lingard, another Palmwoods property.
Another Palmwoods property. Sold in a weekend. We had it on the market on Thursday. Saturday open house, and but Tuesday was under contract.
Yeah, and it doesn't always go that way. I was dealing with the owners here pretty much since I moved to the area. Keeping in constant contact, keeping them updated. They were never planning to sell. Came that point in time where they had to downsize. Big decision for a lot of people that, whether you've been in a property for 20, 30 years. And, I enjoy being a part of that process because it is a big decision. Clear communication, high level of service, making sure that we can achieve the goals and their outcomes that they want. And that's what we did in this situation. Week on the market, we had 13 people through that open home,
yep.
I believe, and close to 45 inquiries in that short period of time. So shows you how hot the market is with, that amount of buyer demand in a short amount of time. And it's no wonder it got a result very quickly and a good result. It was
very much.
We had a lot of market feedback from the buyers that came through, and we managed to get a buyer and negotiate a price that everyone was happy with, and that one's actually settling soon too.
Yes, and fun fact, not always the price has to be right. The terms and conditions in this case were favorable for all parties.
Yeah. So good terms and conditions. Settlement timeframes very flexible from the buyers, which align perfectly for the owner's move because they needed to wait for their property to be ready. So that worked very well. And the other thing I think about this campaign I liked is the property. The presentation was key. It was an older home, but just well maintained, well kept, well presented, and that delivered the result.
Indeed. So we have 18 Low Street.
Yandina. Love Yandina.
Lovely property.
Now, if you haven't been to Yandina, beautiful township. I've just got wind that there's a big development site happening there as well, which is quite interesting. Nico and I stopped in there a couple of times. Most recently, we stopped at the bakery and had a pie, and I've got to tell you,
it was delicious.
Delicious pies. So tell us about that campaign.
The campaign was very quick, like a snapshot. I think it was one of my most favorite, I would say. The house was not the cookie cut you get every day. It was a Queenslander, very colorful, and lived. You could feel that the family lived there, and we got 2 open houses.
We had a Saturday, and then we had a Monday or Tuesday.
Or Tuesday afternoon, yeah.
And a few inspections. I think we sort of jammed in there as well because we had. I can bring up the stats here.
9 written offers.
9 written offers in that weekend, but 180 inquiries. And this is something to consider because a lot of people look at that and go, "Wow, so busy." But when you're in that anything sort of sub 800, sub 900, the demand goes up exponentially.
Correct.
And that's why this campaign works so well. The house, I mean, presented well. The owners had their own taste and style, but it's actually added a nice touch and flavour to the house. So I think presentation was a big part of it here as well. For an older house, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, if you like the hinterland suburbs, the tranquil vibe, all those hinterland townships from Beerwah, Palmwoods up to Yandina, beautiful, gorgeous places. And it does attract that kind of person that wants that sort of lifestyle.
Yeah, full of character as well.
So that's Low Street.
Low Street.
Lingard, Aminga, and then we had one more, Dana.
5 Dana Court.
Slightly longer campaign here.
Slightly longer campaign. Bigger property as a land size, almost 1,100 square meters.
Great block.
Great block.
Land, very central.
Just the house was a bit smaller, 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom. 1980 built. And yeah.
It was a 1980s
JV.
AV Jennings home.
Sure.
Smaller footprint, so the house was a 3-bedder, 1 bath. So, you know, a compact home. But again, like, I find some of the older homes, like the quality of build is remarkable, and the owner here upkept the house very well. So, yes, you can extend and you can do all that and renovate the kitchens and bathrooms, but as it is, it was a very comfortable home to live in.
Absolutely, and both the Lingard Street and Dana Court, both the building and pest inspectors were very surprised and very pleased with the conditions of the house.
I've got to say, great month.
Was okay.
You know, well, we'd always like to be busy, wouldn't we? Always busy doing something, however, and I think it's gearing up to be a good spring. We've got a number of new listings ready to go. We're just counting down the clock until they come to the market. So it's going to be a busy spring for us. And I always know when we get busier, everyone gets busier. So for buyers out there at the moment, I know it's challenging, hard to find properties, hard to know price expectations in this market. We know that most properties aren't listed with a price. We run expressions of interest campaigns or offers over, but we always give a price guide to our buyers as well based on what the owner's goals are. So there's never anything hidden there, which I think frustrates a lot of buyers when they ring up an agent and say, you know, what price is this? Oh, we can't tell you. So we like to at least be transparent enough to give a price guide based on owners' expectations. But I think it'll be a busy spring season. We're talking another rate cut coming.
Oh.
We're actually going to lunch today because last time we made a wager, Nico won. I've got to shout him lunch. There is talk of another rate cut too. So interesting play to the year. Busy August. Let's give you another update early next month for the September closing. And again, as always, anything we can help you with, reach out to Nico and myself here at MPG. Would love to help you.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Ciao.